Hi, I'm Jim Reyes-Picknell, and I think walking around in my first snowfall of the year here is getting me inspired to blog or video blog perhaps a little bit. I'm thinking about risk management. Now, behind me, you can tell this is in a park. It's got modern lights and no parking signs. Is an old fort. Now, this old fort, which I believe is actually a replica, was originally built as a police fort. All right, it was used by the Northwest Mounted Police up in northern Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, to police the early days of Canada. Now you can see it's built with, not so much containment or defense in mind. In fact, they kept the horses outside from the look of it here. It would be pretty easy to attack and overcome if this was a military installation. So it was designed for purpose. Now I think back to the forts you see in the typical movies. They've got ramparts, they've got places for people to stand and shoot. The walls are much higher, they've got turrets on the corner. This one has one way down at the end there. And they were meant to be defended. Go back to the Middle Ages. They had moats around them, tall walls. They built them on the tops of cliffs. They were all attempts to manage risks as they were in those days. Now here we've just had the first snowfall. I don't think it was terribly expected, but this city's actually managed to manage its risks. And just behind me, somewhere back there, is a snowplow. This was their first snowfall. They probably weren't ready for it because it's October, and that is a bit early. Now managing risks in our lives is something we all do. We look at what could go wrong and we plan for it. We take care of things like our cars. We change the oil and filters. We make sure the brakes are functioning. We check periodically to make sure our turn signals are working properly. We're actually performing a kind of maintenance. Now, what happens in a big industrial facility or in a municipality where you've got physical assets that are spread over large distances and are much more complex than our family cars? All right, in those cases, we have to define what those things do, understand the failed states they might be in, and manage the ways that they can fail. We're looking at failure modes when we do that. That method, and then the decision logic that goes with it, is known as reliability-centered maintenance. Now, in the world of asset management, there's a huge talk about risk. What risks are we exposed to? And when you think about it, most of the risks we have to manage come from the failures of our physical systems, our equipment, and the systems we use to support our daily lives. Failures to an electrical power grid, a water system, a wastewater system, roads, stoplights, buildings of all sorts, roofs collapsing, things like that. Now, how do we identify all those risks so that we can manage them most effectively? And that's where something like reliability-centered maintenance comes in. It's an excellent tool for doing that. It was developed in the aircraft industry and has been entirely successful. In fact, the reason most of us are quite comfortable getting on aircraft and going for a flight to a holiday is that we know they are very, very safe. In fact, they're much safer than your own car. We know that. How do they do it? Reliability-centered maintenance. We teach RCM, we teach asset management, we show the links between the two. Attend our workshops, listen to our webinars, participate, ask questions, they'll be answered. Learn, read our blog, it's free, just do it. You'll learn a tremendous amount, and maybe you too will become a better asset manager. Bye for now.